Hello guys, and today we have here the Villians deck profile. This is Infernity Heroes. Shout out to DeMonte Cole for creating this deck. He did exactly what every Yu-Gi-Oh player wants to go. He went to a YCS or a big tournament, and he just, with a deck that nobody thought was alive, and he showed people that it is still alive and still very good. And so shout out to DeMonte Cole for doing something amazing. And as far as the deck goes, I wouldn't say it's as fast as original Infinities. I never played Infinities before they got hit. And it's kind of sad how Infinities got hit because they won Worlds. And any deck that wins Worlds gets hit. But like, they just came out of nowhere. Because at the time it was really big hats. And it was just interesting because most of the time the decks that win Worlds are like new decks. Like the year before, I think it was Dragon Rulers, and those were, I think, still pretty new at that time, to one extent or another. But Infinities, I think they've been out for a while. I don't know what set they actually came out in, but I think Infinities have been here for a decent amount of time. So just being able to come out and win Worlds, that's just like, wow. Because to me, when I heard Infinities win Worlds, I was like, what? I did not think that they would. But as far as the deck goes, it is interesting. And I guess I'll just go right in and explain everybody's effect. Archfiend, if you special summon him, you get to add an Infinity card from your deck to hand. Note, if you top deck him or you have no cards in hand, you can special summon him by his own effect. So that is the thing, that is why they say Infinities can top you as well. Because pretty much the deck's all about topping. And Dark Grapher lets you discard your dark monsters, which, besides Bubble Man, all of our monsters are dark. So he helps with getting rid of our cards in hand and just making it so we can fill our grave. Stygian Street Patrol, we use them to special summon all Infinity monsters. Another Armageddon Knight to just fill the grave. Shadow Mist. Shadow Mist is there to search Bubble Man. So that way we have Bubble Man, as DeMonte Cole has said. Bubble Man is there pretty much to be that other Archfiend. You just use him and special summon himself to be that other level 4 you need to extend your plays. Summoner Monk. Summoner Monk's great in this deck because he helps us get Grapher, so with Shadow Mist, so he is also really good. And again, Bubble Man, you use him to special summon himself. Archfiend Heroes, she will search out Infernity Archfiend. And then Necromancer will summon him from grave. Pretty much the way the deck works is you just special summon the Archfiend as many times as you can. So the problem is, when you open up, is how do I get Infernity's Archfiend to my hand or in the grave, so that way if I can get Necromancer on the field I can summon him. So that is pretty much just what the deck does at the beginning. But once you can do that and you can start going off, it's just like crazy. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to try to see if I can re-special summon Infernity Archfiend. Instant Fusion, if only Nodin was legal. You have Kami Wizard, which is a level 4, and Fusionist, which is a level 3. Do note that Kami Wizard is a dark. I know for some reason Todane has him as a win, but he is a dark. And then we have Rejeki, the 3 Rotas, the Foolish, all just generic stuff that you of course run. 3 MST, 1 Mass Change, 2 Mass Change second, great discard outlet so we can help unclog our hand. Launcher, Snatch Steal, and then for traps we have Bottomless, 3 Break. I don't think DeMonte Cole ran 3 Break, but I can't remember. 1 Compulse, 2 Emptiness, 1 Barrier, and he did run Warning, but I'm running Warning because of the Neko, because like it's the only card that can get over the Neko, otherwise like this entire back row would be screwed. And I mean, this deck is all about having a whole bunch of back rows, so sometimes if they summon the Neko and they hit like a Rhoda or a Rejeki, it can just be really, really awful. So we run Rhoda to get over her. I thought about running, what is it? It was Solemn Advice, I think. Scolding. There was the one that came out in New Challenges to them. I was like, I'd never not have a whole bunch of set cards, so do not run Scolding in this deck. And again, as far as the main deck goes, it's all about just summoning out Infernity Archfiend as many times as you can, and using his effect to get you your breaks, or your barriers, or your launchers, or whatever. For our extra deck, we run 2 Dark Lord, despite the fact that we run 3 Mass Chains, 1 Kami Wizard, 1 Fusionist, Key Beetle, Frogna Zero, 101 Castel, Excite Knight, 2 Lavelvo Change. Kind of thinking of putting that up to 3 because it is the main card the deck uses. The only problem that I've been seeing is after a while, specifically if you're going first, like if you can just continuously summon him out, it's like, what do you want to make? Like sometimes if your opponent has a special monsters, it's just great, because then it's like, I get to make 101, and I get to put a whole bunch of monsters in my grave, including Archfiend. But sometimes your opponent might not have anything, and so you have to make Velvet Chain or something. And so this is where Rhapsody really helps out. So Diaguster Emerald, Visceral, and Rhapsody. If you guys don't know what his effect is, you can detach twice to banish 2 cards. So that is really great. Again, it's just a good XZ monster that can get rid of your Archfiends and put them in the grave for Necromancer. Besides that, you can equip him to another XZ monster to have it gain 1200, so you equip it to one of your Velvet Chains, and he goes up to a 3000 meter, so that is pretty nice. And then the one Levy Air for Necromancers, so that way we can summon out a Stygian Dirge. It's pretty much just a free rank 4 at that point. And yeah, this deck is very confusing. You have to do a lot of thinking, which is actually interesting, because after playing Necros and just a variety of decks, you don't really do all that much thinking. It's just straightforward. A lot of decks are straightforward, but this deck is not. And I don't think it ever can be straightforward without a lot more support, which I actually think the deck should get. I think the deck should get some more support. Because, I mean, like, I know a lot of people find this deck to be really scary with the Infernity breaks and the barriers. But, I mean, like, barrier is a card that negates everything, so yeah, that can be scarier. I was seeing, like, 2 or 3 barriers searched out. Like, you have to be like, okay, I can't win at that point. So that is the reason why barrier is at 1. But break isn't too bad, I'd say, in this metagame, specifically with Necros, because do note that Demonte Cole was running this at Charleston before Necros came out. So break, it can just be Gunnered against Necros or Trishula, because it does target. If you haven't, yeah, does it target? And one card your opponent controls. So it is, I think it'd have a very interesting matchup. If they Jin, then you just cry, pretty much. I don't think this deck has a really decent out to being Jinned, except Break, or Jackie, or Snatch Steal, pretty much. But then again, with the new ruling, Snatch Steal doesn't get rid of Jins. But that is it. That's the deck profile, pretty much. If you can make a Dark Claw, that's nice. Besides that, I know Demonte Cole talked about a combo where you summon out 2 Summoner Monks, a Shadow Mist, and then you can make a Dark Claw and a Key Beetle, and I have a Vanity's Emptiness on board, and you can just pretty much screw over your opponent. Because you have a Dark Claw, a Key Beetle, and a Vanity's Emptiness that won't go away. So that is just it, I guess, for the main part. Really hard deck to learn, that is for sure. That is definitely something. It took me a while to learn how to play this deck. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this deck profile. We'll stay tuned for the duel, which will be coming up tomorrow. And yeah, I can only just wait until the Death Pro tournament. But in other news, because they say it's supposed to happen in February, but I think this is the last week in February, guys. It's yet to start. And I think you guys will like it, because I feel there will be a lot of Necros. I'm running Necros, so I think there's going to be a lot of Necros mirror matches that we will be able to see. Matches against Burning Abyss or Cliff, or it's just any deck. I know your Senjus are becoming popular. In fact, I'm thinking of running them at regionals because they're cheaper, despite the fact that Chidori is 33. But yeah, that is just it for now. So just stay tuned for the duel with this deck and anything else that might pop up. See you guys later. Bye.